Hello everyone, I'm Amit. Hope you're doing well. So our today's topic is standard scalar versus normalization, data transformation on data in machine learning. Before that, we will understand how we select the algorithm, which classifier or which regression algorithm to use for our data problem. Okay, so first you read the data, then explore it, and then when you explore the data, you will split the data into two part: train part and test part. You will use train part for training the model, and you will use test part for evaluation, and later you will check the accuracy, and the most accurate algorithm will be used for future analysis. Okay, so exploring the data means data pre-processing, means you have to pre-process the data before feeding it into a machine learning algorithm. So in data pre-processing, we do data cleaning, data reduction, data integration, data transformation. So we are focusing on data transformation. In data transformation, we will be uh, discussing feature scaling. What is feature scaling and why do we need it? Okay, I have a table. Okay, age and salary. So you can see the age is 20 to 60. At salary, you can say 30,000 to 2,50,000, or it can go up and down, right? So both the scales are different, right? Age is different scale, salary is different scale. Age you measure in year, and salary you measure in dollar or Indian rupees, right? Like you cannot measure the height using a weight equipment, right? So you have to do feature scaling, means these are the features. As you know, these columns are known as features. You have to update the feature so that they can be used and they can be understood by machine learning efficiently. If will not do feature scaling, machine will give more importance to higher values, like we do, right? If there is a high value of something, we will give more importance to that higher value. In the same way, machine also does. So for best accurate result, we should uh, rescale it or scale it to a same scale, so significance won't be changing. Like if we'll rescale it to like 50,000 to something, salary won't be reduced. Means when you predict it, it won't give you output like your salary is reduced, right? Data will remain same, but it will be scale on new scale, or you can say you will measure all the features on a new scale. Okay, let's see. Many machine algorithms perform better on converge faster when features are on a relatively similar scale or closely to normal distribution. Example of such algorithm families include linear and logistic regression, nearest neighbor, k nearest neighbor, neural network, SVM, support vector machine, PCA, principal component analysis, linear discriminant analysis. The goal of applying feature scaling is to make sure feature on almost the same scale so that each feature is equally important and make it easier to process by most machine learning algorithms. So what is standardization or standard scalar? So it is a part of sklearn repository. So you can call it from sklearn preprocessing import standard scalar. Same way you can call other scalars as well. Okay. So a standard scalar standardize a feature by subtracting the mean and then scaling to unit variance. Unit variance means dividing all the values by the standard deviation. Sta- The formula is z. X is your real value minus mu. Mu is your mean. Sigma. Sigma is your standard deviation. Okay. So standard deviation can be helpful in a case where data follows Gaussian distribution or normal distribution. However, or you can call it as a bell curve as well. However, this does not have to be necessary true. Means it does not have to be Gaussian distribution each time. Even if it is not following, you can use a standardization. Okay. Also, unlike normalization, standardization does not have a boundary range. Like In a normalization, we can range the data from -1 to 1, 0 to 1. You cannot you don't have boundary in standardization. Okay, so even if you have outlier in your data, they will not be affected by standardization. Okay, this is a formula, and you call the class on an object. Okay, standard scalar result in distribution with standard deviation equal to 1. Once you perform a standard scalar on data, if you check standard deviation, the standard deviation will be 1. The variance will be 1 because variance is equal to standard deviation squared. Okay, standard scalar make mean of the distribution is equal to 0. So all about 68% of the values will lie between -1 to 1. Deep learning algorithms often call for zero mean and unit variance. Regression type algorithms also benefit from normally distributed data with a small sample size. Standard scalar does distort the relative distance between the feature values. Means if there is a values in A, it will change the relationship between them. You can see these are the bell-shaped curve. These are the normal distributions. You can see this blue one from -1 to 1 has a majority of data. Even in red, you can see -1 to 1 we have majority of data. And normalization is good to use when you know the distribution of your data does not follow Gaussian distribution. This can be useful in algorithms that do not assume any distribution of data like k-nearest neighbor and neural network. The default range of feature returned by min-max scalar is 0 to 1. And one more thing, normalization is also known as min-max scalar. Note that min-max scalar doesn't reduce the importance of outliers. So x norm is equal to your real x minus x min, the minimum value in x data, x max minus x min. You can call it as a range as well. You can call it from a scalar pre-processing import min max scalar, and you will call the class. Okay, min max scalar preserves the shape of the original distribution. It does not meaningfully change the information embedded in the original data. The relative space between each feature's value have been maintained. Min max scalar is a good place to start unless you know you want your feature to have a normal distribution or want outlier to have reduced influence. Okay, now we will see the configuration part. So we have this table in CSV form. We have imported CSV and imported pandas, and now I'll read the CSV by giving the path and the file name. So this is my file name and this is the full path to my file name. Okay, let's check whether we have got the data or not. You can see we have got the data. Now analyze the data. We'll make age as a x and salary as a y variable. So x is equal to employee emp age. X age column will be stored and y salary column will be stored. So y will be our dependent variable, x will be our independent variable. So let's run it. Take the data type. So you can see integer and dimension. So I'm checking the dimension of x and y data. So you can see this is 1, means it's a we can say one dimensional array. And what is the shape? 11 comma means 11 rows and one column. We can print the data as well. We can check x and y. So you can see x is the age and y is salary. Okay, and using describe function we can describe the data It will give count, mean, standard deviation, minimum value, 25%, 55%, 75%, max of each column. Okay. Now we'll plot it in the graph and we'll see how it looks. So from matplotlib, we'll run it. Now I'm using scatter plot to plot the relationship. In X, I'll keep the age. In Y, I'll keep the salary. Let's show. This is how our data looks like. Okay. Now we'll come to standard scaler. Now we'll scale the features. So from a scalar pre-processing, import standard scaler. Now I'll call the class in STA object. We need to import the numpy. I'll let you know later. Let's perform the standard scaler. So sta dot fit transform x and for y. So we have got error. Expected 2D array and got 1D array. We already seen, right? The data type is one, dimension is one. So we will reshape it before giving it to transformation. So I have already called numpy. So x is equal to numpy array x. Numpy is an np. X is equal to np dot array x. I have created numpy array now. Let's check the x and the dimension of array. So you can see this is a single dimension. Now I'll change it to two dimension array and check the save. So now it is 11 slash 11 comma 1, and we have 2D and dimension 2D dimension. So it should take the data. Let's run it for y as well. Okay. So it has taken the transformation. Let's check the transformation. X, this is x, and this is y. Let's plot it for better understanding. You can see the age scale to from -2 to +2, and the salary from -1 to 3. So you can see both are in same scale now. So we'll verify standard scalar. The z is equal to x minus mu divided by standard deviation. Okay. Okay. Will take for only one value. Let's take for this. Okay. Y mean is equal to y dot. Sorry. ISPT standard deviation is equal to y dot standard deviation. Now we'll check for ninth index. So y9 minus y mean divided by y standard deviation. Now check. And y standard y value at ninth index is 2.9.292. And what is the actual value which we have got from standard scalar? So you can compare, both are the same, right? Okay, let's move to normalization. In the same way we have called it, and we will fit the data. You can see data has been transformed from 0 to 1 scale. Let's plot it. You can see age and salary are plotted from 0 to 1 scale. Both the features have been scaled to 0 to 1 scale. Now again we will run the formula, normalization. So x norm is equal to x minus x min divide by x minus x min. Let's say we have calculated y min and y max. Now we'll check what is the y uh, normalization 7 value. This is 3.032. And if we'll calculate by math, then what will be the value? So you can see both values are same. Okay. Now add column and table. So I'll create another column standard scalar and normalization and add it to our employee. I will verify that. Okay. This is our salary and we have converted it here. So in normalization you can see data range varies from 0 to 1, and standard scalar it varies from -9 to +2. Okay. Hope you have understood the concept of a standard scalar and normalization. Let's connect in next video. Thanks for watching.